All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, foes, enemies alike over at YouTube, this is Pastor Dow. I actually want to kind of slow down this morning. And I want to talk about a few things here. At least try to do my part to help get the truth out to those who may have unsuspecting minds. And of course, I'm banking on people being able to see me, hear me, comprehend me, and understand what I'm going to speak about. I think that I have a voice that is just as valid. And I want you, please try to listen to me very closely if you can. I mean, that's all I'm asking is you just try to listen to me very closely if you can. I understand that many of you have negative opinions, and we all, based on our environment, we have been reared, shaped, and raised many different ways. Excuse me. All right. But anyway, I want to do this video here this morning. I want to try to talk to us as a general American public. But I want to go back in time in history here just for a second, okay? When I was 18 years old, and I first joined the military, I wasn't thinking anything about patriotism. I wasn't thinking anything about this country. I wasn't thinking anything about going and dying, and I wasn't thinking about seeing death. I wasn't thinking about all this stuff. It just wasn't. It wasn't even in my conscience and mind. In high school, where we went at, the history that's been taught to us, or the history that was taught to us back then, after independent research, come to find out that all our teachers and everybody, all our educators, the only thing everybody's ever done was just regurgitate lies that are built up on a perspective, but not the truth. So, I had an opportunity to, after I was in 10 years, so I had an opportunity to meet a lot of veterans. I was constantly around special op guys. I did my first 5.5 years in 82nd Airborne Division. Then I spent the next 2.5 years over in Germany in the 3rd Infantry Division. Then I ended up in Op 4 at JRTC, and that's where I had a lot of my experience around special ops guy, because it's an airborne post. And of course, once I got back to the United States, it's obvious that if I was in 82nd as a paratrooper, I was going to end up back in another jump unit. So anyway, I've developed some good relationships with Rangers, SFs. We had a lot of training with Marines and SEALs and all kinds of stuff way back then, okay? And I can tell you that there's a difference between those who are what we call in Army legs, and I'm not trying to be discriminatory whatsoever at all. I can tell you there's a difference between those who went into the military and developed some type of special skill or did some type of thing that was very hazardous. Whether you jumping out of airplanes, rappelling out of helicopters, you going to scuba school, ranger school, Q course, you're going to SEAL training, SEAL school, SEER school. There's all different types of schools out there as far as development of the individuals, and it's all concerning the mission. So the military spends a lot of money to train us and to, help us with the mission of the military. Okay, now, all that's out of the way, let's get down to business. We, as you can see, a lot of veterans in different aspects of life are offering training. They're offering training. You got retired special forces people. You have a lot of SF people, a lot of SEAL guys, team guys, a lot of former 82nd Airborne, a lot of Rangers. They're on YouTube. They're on YouTube and social media. And what they're doing is giving out their skill set and giving out things that they have learned in the military. They're sharing it with the general public. See, the only difference is you don't have to go through a lot of the BS that many of us had to go through just in order to be able to learn anything. And so I'm going to get a little personal here, but I'm going to be truthful. And I think that's the thing that is perishing in the land that we're living in now is truth. Because when you look at those of us who has come from the poor and the middle class who joined the military, who'd ever thought that when we get out here in this, the public forum, that we will be hated so much, literally hated so much. I mean, I live in a town that has always made me feel less than welcome to be here. Can you imagine that? And I often had thoughts in my head and say, can you believe you actually went and served and put your ass on the line for these people? Man, I'm telling you, I had all kinds of thoughts going through my head. Still do today, but I know how to compartmentalize a lot of things. But you see these guys out there, they're developing businesses, only for the businesses from the knowledge and experience that they gain to be shut down by Instagram, Facebook, censorship all over the place, and for the sole purpose of them having conservative values, perspectives, and viewpoints. Now, I'm not a conservative. I'm not a liberal. I am a truther. That's what I am. I believe in the truth, and I live that truth. And one thing I do know about the scriptures, it says you will be hated by all men, especially if you're standing and living for the truth. You're going to be hated. It's just remarkable to experience it once you do embrace it. But I sit and watch many of these guys who are building their businesses, retiring, living a peaceable life, constantly under attack by the big corporate news media, constantly under attack by, I'm gonna say it's the revenge of the nerds. You get people like Zuckerberg and all these people out here who make all these millions upon billions of dollars. And for what? They make every dollar that they make it off of our backs, the poor and the middle class. They become part of the corporate giants and stuff, and many of them join the news media such as CNN, MSNBC, and I hate to say it sometimes, there are many plants over there, even at Fox as well. But you see that there's a narrative that they're all trying to push, especially concerning this election, and especially shutting down alternative voices. I could understand a lot of things that's going on in this world today because I could see it happening in third world countries. But to happen here in the United States of America, man, we have a very tyrannical system that is trying to control the minds and the will and the emotions of the American people. Now, I do have a solution. Only one problem, though. I have a solution, but you just ain't going to get everybody to buy in on it. You're just not going to do it. And you might ask what that solution is. My solution is this. Big time news organizations, they get paid from advertisements, right? They get paid from advertisements, big corporations. What you ought to do is try to find anything that has been American made by a small mom and pop store. You're going to pay a little bit more, but why not just put your money in that rather than continue to keep going to these corporate giants, such as Walmart and all these other businesses? Why continue to keep going out there and funding the very system that is oppressing you? I mean, why do it? We're being censored to the hilt. We're being told at this election just to shut up and accept the results, even though I told you a few weeks ago that dead folks from 1900s have been voting. Dead folks from a few years ago have been voting then. And that's just, the Republicans cannot even go into the court system and approach this the way that the Democrats would. It's just not an even playing field. They can't go into the court system and cry foul to my election fraud and all this other stuff, because all it's going to do is put up a defensive posture. They've got to come with facts, and the facts are coming. And it is amazing and remarkable and amazing to sit up there and see that Trump was leading in all these polls. Leading big time and leading in all these states, only a few days after the election saw his lead dwindle. And we saw, like, for instance, you got Alabama right next to Georgia. They closed their polls and they already declared who had won that state. And they did this in many other states, but a few other states, they left these things open, and it's just all kinds of distrust and mistrust that is taking place. And what is under fire is our way of so-called life. And now, mind, just go with me here for a second, because I'm going to do this. I'm going to play this political thing, okay? What's under fire here is the constitutional republic that we're supposed to be in. Not a democracy, a republic. And it's being hijacked, literally, by special interest groups. It's being hijacked by the powers that be. It's being hijacked by those who possess all the money in the world. You know, those who would never strap on a uniform, those who would never, ever, ever put a gun around their neck and even think about for 1 minute to go protect this country from all enemies, foreign and domestics. Those who would never, ever, ever fire one shot but depend on you and your children to be cannon fodder for their corporations and for their plus lifestyle. I mean, I keep telling you, a lot of people, y'all better wake up and smell the coffee. The rich really, truly don't give a damn about the poor and the middle class. Y'all need to wake up and smell that coffee. It's just the problem is you can't get people on one mind today. You just can't do it because we're so busy looking for handouts and having an entitlement mentality that we can't even fathom for 1 minute. We can't even fathom for 1 minute of actually trying to create our own communities, our own environments, our own homesteads to be able to survive as much as possible without the system. That's what I've been doing ever since I've been out. I've been doing that ever since I've been out. I am the actual head of Straightway Ministries, and I have over 10 communities that I oversee. And I've been able to get a lot of people free based on my footprint, based on my work ethic, and based on the truth more than anything that I represent and live regardless of the opposition. It just simply can't be stopped. We have so many people just coming to the ministry in there. And you know what? So many people have gotten free. They realize that I don't have to do things the way that the system has told me to do it. I don't have to go out here and be in all this extraordinary amount of debt. I can enjoy life and be at peace and be happy and be content. I can do all this without being in debt up to my hilt and always being in hock to the system and stuff, and to where they can feel like they can come and take it anytime that they want. You've got to change your mind. And as for my people, I'm talking about the melanated folks. It's pretty disgusting over and over again what I see, even in the ministry. I'll give you an example just on one example. I'll just give you one example right there. Outside of the hub at Straightway, Tennessee. I'm talking about the headquarters, Straightway, Tennessee. You know, it's already muzzle loading season, and we've already got two deer, okay, that I know of, okay? Now think about this. I wonder how many other melanated brothers are going to have, or actually going to go out and hunt and kill a deer. Learn that skill. Kill a deer this year. And be able to put food on the table, because you all see the writing on the wall. America as we have known it, it is under some serious judgment for destruction. And we've got some serious problems when world leaders, Germany, Australia, England, all these other people chime in to go ahead and because the news media declared Biden as the president, you can see he wants it bad too, because now he's got the seal up above his head, or the eagle up above his head, Rome. And the office of the president-elect, man, these some prideful people. And they really truly think that they can actually go against our freedom and our liberties, go against the Constitution. They just assume that we're going to apply if they decide to change the laws. They really believe that. They really believe that we're going to comply if they change the laws, which they got another thing coming. Why do you think us veterans get out here and spend so much time, energy, and effort? Literally, we do. And I don't mind telling you, even in the ministry right here, we have so much available to us here at Straightway. I'm talking about, I can't affect the whole world. I can only do my part with the little slice of pie that the Most High has given me. But I can tell you right now, it's highly disappointing. You know, the only melanated people that I've seen that's been highly interested, extremely interested in developing their skill set. I mean, really, truly getting out there, getting it done. I'm talking about when it comes to defense, when it comes to hunting, when it comes to putting their hands to the plow, it's Straightway Indiana. I sat up there and I looked at the, I'm just going to put it like this. I'm gonna put it like this, some top tier training that we did. I looked around, I saw myself and I saw a few other melanated brothers, and I'm not making this about black and white. It's just that what I see and what I discern is sickening to me. And no doubt that, you know, you couldn't let people go up there who have never had any experience or trigger time whatsoever at all, any training, because, you know, you can't afford somebody not being sober and having a negligence discharge and stuff, and then somebody getting hurt or even worse. But they're not even trying whatsoever at all. Going shooting at a paper target and stuff, and without learning maneuvers and skills and all that, it's not going to cut it. It takes a whole lot more sacrifice in that, just like it does with building a community. But I think what I'm getting to, and I'm digress, I want to get back because I'm speaking from my heart, because it's a serious concern, because we've got women and children that depend on the leadership and the defense of the men, and it simply just ain't there. Not the way that I like for it to be. It just simply ain't there. It ain't there. We have bitten of the fruit of lies. We have loved at being at ease in Zion, and it's going to be to our own destruction. It really, truly is. Now, I'm not going to say that about Straightway Tennessee, because, I mean, with myself and probably Indiana, we're probably about the two most ready communities that there is, and that includes Brother Brent Crago and them up down there too. But, you know, I'll come back here in a little bit and finish this little rant that I got going. I'm just trying to get people to think. That's all I'm trying to do. If you want to be able to bring down this thing, you got to quit giving them control by continually keep funding these people. You can't continue to keep doing it. You just can't.